stone house was built in 1834. Living there as of this year of 1985, when this book was compiled, I was 81 years old. I did a lot of hunting in my lifetime. I especially like to hunt ginseng. In 1985, it was worth $160 a pound. In my later years, I was laid off work due to bad eyesight, so I would do odd jobs to make enough money to have my daily beer. I had a nice friend who made 33 batches of home brew for me, 85 bottles to a batch, which I consumed in 2 years. That was my enjoyment. I was the oldest in the family, so I had to quit school and go to work in the mines with my dad to support the family. This is a picture of John and Mary Chesla. This is a picture of the Tub Mill Schoolhouse in New Florence. This is a picture of Frank with his sisters in September 4th of 1981. This is a picture of Ann and Andy in December of '83. This is Andy in December of '83. This is Sophie in December of '83. This is Frank in '83. This is a picture of Al and Frank in '83. This is Sophie in '83. This is Anne in December of '83. This is Anne and Frank, '83. This is Kate now, 1983. This is Anne and Frank, '83 again. This is Virginia, Frank, and Anne. This is George Rummel. This is Virginia and George. This is Frank and Kate in '83. This is Anne and Frank, '83. This is Ed Lazarovich and Carol in '83. This is Sophie and Virginia in 1985. This is Sophie and Anne in 1985. This is Sophie in 1985. This is Ed and Josephine in 1985. This is a picture of George, 1985. This is Virginia and Georgie, 1985. This is Frank, December 1985. This is Frank again. And this is Frank again. This is Frank and Mary, 1981. This is Mary, Frank, and Kate in 1981. This is George, Frank, and Virginia, 1981. Anne and Andy, 1981. George and Virginia, 1981. Al, 1981. Anne and Sophie, 1981. Frank and Al, 1985. This is a picture of Sophie, Andy, Mary, Anne, Frank, and Virginia in August of This is Rose and Anne in August of 87. This is a picture of Mary in 87. This is Katie Chesla, and the clown is Avis Chesla in August of 87. This is Gail and Harold Smiter, which is Sophie's son, in August of 85. And this is Richard and Cheryl Smiter, August of 85. This is Sophie's other son. This is a picture of Frank in 1958. This is a picture of Frank with his brother-in-law, Alex Status. This is a picture of Joe, Marianne, and Fish. This is a picture of Ed Chesla. This is a picture of Frank. This is a picture of Marianne and George in 1960. This is a picture of Nick and Chicatellos. This is a picture of Betty, Fish, Joe, and Frank. This is Joe and Frank. This is a picture of Betty. This is a picture of Frank and Georgie. This is a picture of Josephine. This is one of Marianne's school pictures. This is Marianne's 7th grade school picture. This is another one of Marianne's school pictures. And this is another one. This is a picture of Nick and Tom in the front, Myrnie, Marianne, and Ed in the back with Frank. This is Nick and Tom. Marianne and Ed. And this is Frank. This is a picture of Frank and Joe when he was 14, Marianne when she was 12, Nick when he was 6, Tom when he was 8, and Ed when he was 12. This is Ed, Tom, and Nick. And this is Joe and Marianne. This is a picture of Tom in around 1966. This is Frank, Nick, George, Tom, and Ed in about 1966. This is a picture of Tom, about 1966. This is a picture of Josephine and Kay. This is Kate and Al in 1994. This is a picture of Marianne in 1964. This is Marianne in 64. Marianne again. Marianne again. This is Marianne again. This is Marianne in 1965 when she was pregnant with Georgie. This is a picture of Eddie Moore, Marianne Moore's son. This is a picture of Sam, Frank, Jack, and Fish. This is Ed Chesla and George Cudwell in 1964. This is Marianne Moore and her son Eddie. This is Marianne Moore again with her son Eddie. This is Frank's sister Helen Lazarovich, which is Marianne Moore's mother. This is Eddie Moore when he was in 3rd grade. This is Betty Chesla Gaffey in 1954. This is George Caldwell, one of his school pictures. This is a picture of Frank with his sister Rose. This is Frank's sister Rose with her daughter and her first husband. This is George and Marianne Caldwell in 1960. This is a picture of Frank and George Rummel in 1983. This is Virginia Chesla and George Rummel's wedding picture. This is Joe and Sam Colorella, Frank and Joe's wife, Dolores. This is Marianne Caldwell. This is Marianne Moore's son, Eddie, and his wife on their wedding day.
Brought a little launching picture together. There's a lot of people here that like you all meet, and we hope that get to know everyone.